Have you ever walked away from a conversation, feeling completely drained, like someone just stole all your energy? Toxic people can do that to us. They can turn a good day into a bad one in minutes. But here's the thing. The Stoics, those wise philosophers from ancient Rome, taught that our true power isn't in controlling others, but in mastering our own mind and emotions. And today their wisdom is more important than ever. In this video, we're going to explore 15 powerful, practical, Stoic-inspired ways to deal with toxic people without losing your peace, your self-respect, or your energy. Before we start, hit subscribe and join me on this journey of building mental strength and emotional resilience. And here's a question for you. Who is that one person in your life that drains your energy the most? And how do you usually handle them? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know your strategies. All right, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Tip number 1. Identify the toxic threat. Imagine you are a guard standing at the gate of your own inner castle, the place where your peace, happiness, and emotional balance live. Your first job as the guard is awareness. You must spot danger before it enters. Toxic people aren't always obvious at first. Some come in with fake smiles, kind words, or charm. Others are openly critical, negative, or manipulative. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that disturbs you, but how you judge it. This is key. Toxic people can't control your emotion unless you let them. Your job is to recognize their patterns so you can guard your peace." Here are some classic red flags. Constant criticism. They always find something wrong with you, leaving you feeling small or guilty. Manipulation. They use guilt trips, flattery, or threats to control you. Endless negativity. They see problems everywhere and pull others down with them. And there are different types to watch out for. The narcissist. Charming at first, but everything eventually revolves around them. The gossip loves drama, spreads rumors, and creates conflict. The energy vampire leaves you mentally and emotionally exhausted every time you interact. By learning to spot these patterns, you start to build a mental map of threats to your peace, just like a Roman general planning for battle. Awareness is your first shield. Tip number 2. Set clear boundaries. Once you know who the toxic people are, it's time to protect your space. Think of boundaries like the walls of your castle. They keep the wrong people out and protect the right energy inside. Setting boundaries doesn't have to be aggressive. You don't need to shout or be rude. It's about calmly saying, "This is okay with me," and "this is not." For example, if someone keeps calling you late at night to complain about their problems, you can say, "I care about you, but I can't take calls after 9 p.m. Boundaries are not walls to keep everyone away. They are gates you control. You choose who gets access and when. Remember what Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When you set boundaries, you are taking back control over your mind and your life. You are teaching people how to treat you. And here's the secret. Healthy people will respect those boundaries. Toxic people may resist, but that just proves the boundary was needed. Tip number 3. Stay calm and don't take the bait. Toxic people love reactions. They feed on drama, arguments, and emotional chaos. But the moment you react, you give them power. The Stoics believed that our emotions are like wild horses. If we don't learn to guide them, they will run out of control. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, pause. Take a deep breath. Count to 3 in your mind before you speak. You can even silently repeat a Stoic phrase to yourself like, "This is outside my control. My response is my choice." When you stay calm, you disarm them. You take away the fuel they need to create conflict. Think of yourself like a still lake. No matter how many stones they throw, the surface stays smooth. You stay unshaken. This isn't weakness, this is strength. It's emotional self-defense, and it shows the other person that they cannot control you. Tip number 4, limit your exposure. You don't have to spend hours with people who drain you. Even if they are family, co-workers, or old friends, you have the right to protect your energy. Think of your time like money. Would you spend it on something that makes you miserable? Or would you invest it where it brings growth and peace? If you can't avoid them completely, reduce the time you spend with them. Keep conversations short and focused. If you must attend the same events, stay near people who uplift you. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, warned, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you can improve." The people around you shape your thoughts, your mood, and even your future. So spend more time with those who inspire you, and less time with those who poison your mind with negativity. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect. Tip number 5. Don't get hooked emotionally. Toxic people often throw emotional hooks to pull you into their drama. They might guilt-trip you, play the victim, or try to start an argument. But here's the truth. You don't have to grab the hook. When they say something triggering, pause and remind yourself, this is their emotion, not mine. Picture their words like a fishing hook flying through the air. You can choose not to bite. Instead of arguing back, respond calmly or stay silent. Sometimes silence is the most powerful answer. Marcus Aurelius said, "You always own the option of having no opinion." There is never any need to get worked up. You are not responsible for fixing them. You are not responsible for their happiness. Your only job is to protect your peace and keep your inner world steady. When you refuse to get hooked, you stop giving them power over your emotions. Tip number 6. Practice emotional detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting their behavior control your feelings. The Stoics taught that we should see life like actors in a play. We don't control the script, but we can control how we play our role. When a toxic person acts out, try to observe it like a scene in a movie. You are the calm observer, not the character who gets dragged into the drama. This shift in perspective changes everything. Instead of reacting with anger, you respond with clarity. You might even think to yourself, how interesting that they are behaving this way. What can I learn from this moment? Detachment is not coldness. It is wisdom. It allows you to stay kind without being controlled. It keeps your peace intact, no matter what storm is happening around you. Tip number 7. Use logic, not emotion. Toxic people thrive on emotional reactions, but logic is their kryptonite. When someone tries to pull you into chaos, step back and look at the situation with reason. Ask yourself, what exactly is happening here? What do I control and what do I not control? The Stoics believed that when we let reason guide us, we stop being slaves to our emotions. For example, if someone insults you, pause and think, does this insult actually change who I am? Or is it just noise coming from their pain? By breaking things down logically, you stay calm, clear, and in control. It's like switching on a light in a dark room and suddenly everything makes sense. Remember, emotions are powerful, but they should be guided by wisdom, not impulsive reactions. Tip number 8, know when to walk away. Sometimes, no matter what you do, a toxic person keeps bringing negativity into your life, and that's when it's time to step back. Walking away isn't giving up, it's protecting your inner peace. Think of your mind like a sanctuary. If someone keeps throwing stones into your calm pond, you don't have to keep standing there getting wet. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control. You cannot control their behavior, but you can control your response and your presence. Removing yourself from a harmful situation is a powerful act of self-respect. It opens space for positivity, growth, and better relationships. Remember, walking away doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. You choose peace over chaos. Tip number 9, forgive, especially yourself. Holding on to anger and resentment is like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. It weighs you down, slows you, and drains your energy. The Stoics taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions. We cannot control what others do, but we can control how we respond. Forgiveness isn't about excusing their behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of negativity. Start by acknowledging your feelings. It's okay to feel hurt, angry, or frustrated. Then remind yourself, this is outside my control. I choose peace instead of resentment. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, it's not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. By forgiving, you reclaim that power. You lighten your load, protect your energy, and move forward with clarity and calm." Tip number 10. Remember, it's not about you. Toxic people often act out in ways that can feel personal, hurtful, or confusing. But here's the truth. Their behavior is rarely about you. It's about their own fears, insecurities, and unresolved issues. Imagine someone carrying a dark, heavy cloud above them wherever they go. The storm they bring isn't about the people around them. It's about what's brewing inside their own mind. The Stoics teach us to step back and observe life objectively. Instead of reacting emotionally, treat it like a scientist observing a phenomenon. Watch, notice, and understand without letting it pull you in. Ask yourself questions like, is this really about me, or is this their own inner struggle? What part of this can I control and what part is beyond me? By recognizing that their negativity is theirs to own, you stop taking it personally. You protect your emotional energy and your inner calm. You don't have to argue. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to feel guilty or responsible for their emotions. This mindset turns you from a passive target into a strong, calm observer. You start to see toxic behavior as something external, like a passing storm that can't touch the solid ground of your mind. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Their words and actions no longer have the power to shake you. You stay centered, composed, and in control of your life. Remember, your peace is your responsibility. Their chaos is theirs. When you truly internalize this, you become unshakable, a calm presence in the midst of their storm. Tip number 11. Don't try to fix them. It's natural to want to help people, especially those we care about. When we see someone acting negatively or destructively, we often feel a strong urge to step in, to guide them, or to fix their behavior. But here's the reality. You cannot change someone else. No amount of advice, reasoning, or patience can make a toxic person suddenly better. Their transformation is theirs alone. It requires their own awareness, effort, and willingness. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, ourselves. Your thoughts, actions, and boundaries are within your control. Their behavior, their feelings, and their choices are not. Trying to fix them is like watering someone else's garden while neglecting your own. You drain your energy, increase your frustration, and risk losing your peace. Instead, focus on cultivating your own inner garden, your values, your calm, your resilience. You can offer guidance gently if appropriate, a book, a kind suggestion, or an example of positive behavior. But the change must come from them. Your role is not to force it. By letting go of the need to fix them, you reclaim your energy. You protect your boundaries. You avoid unnecessary stress and emotional burnout. Remember, you lead by example. When you live with integrity, calmness, and resilience, you inspire others indirectly, without compromising your own well-being. Stoicism teaches that freedom and strength come from focusing on what is yours to control. Your peace, your choices, and your actions are all you need to nurture. Let the toxic person take responsibility for themselves. Your responsibility is to yourself. By shifting your focus in this way, you transform from a frustrated fixer into a calm, wise, and resilient person who maintains inner peace regardless of others' behavior. Tip number 12. Know when to walk away. Sometimes, no matter what boundaries you set or strategies you use, a toxic person continues to drain your energy and disturb your peace. That's when walking away becomes not only necessary, but an act of courage and wisdom. Walking away doesn't mean you are weak or that you're giving up. It means you are choosing to protect your mind, your heart, and your emotional sanctuary. It means you value your own well-being over the endless drama they create. Imagine your inner life as a carefully built fortress. You've strengthened the walls with boundaries, built a safe inner garden with resilience, and yet this person continues to throw rocks at your gates. You don't have to stand there and absorb the damage. Leaving, stepping back, or limiting contact is an act of self-preservation. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control. You cannot control their behavior, but you can control whether you engage with it. You can choose peace over chaos. You can prioritize relationships and environments that nourish you, rather than those that drain you. Walking away can take many forms: gradually withdrawing from interaction, politely declining invitations, or setting clear limits on how often you engage. Even small steps to protect your energy matter. Seneca reminds us that life is precious and time is limited. Why spend it trapped in negativity when you can invest it in growth, virtue, and meaningful connections? Walking away doesn't close the door to them entirely, but it closes the door to their ability to control your emotional state. It's a Stoic act of strength, self-respect, and inner freedom. Remember, your peace is your priority. Your time is your most valuable resource. Choosing to step away is not failure. It's wisdom in action. A deliberate choice to preserve your calm and live a life guided by reason, virtue, and inner serenity. Tip number 13. Forgive, especially yourself. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with anger, resentment, and frustration toward a toxic person. Every step you take feels harder. Every decision weighed down by the negativity you hold. This is the cost of holding on. The Stoics teach us that forgiveness is not about excusing someone else's behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying their toxicity inside you. Forgiveness is an act of self-liberation. It lightens your load, clears your mind, and protects your emotional energy. Start by acknowledging your feelings honestly. It's okay to admit that you feel hurt, frustrated, or betrayed. Suppressing these emotions only keeps the weight in your backpack. Then consciously choose to let go. Tell yourself, "This is outside my control. I cannot change them, but I can reclaim my peace." Forgiving yourself is equally important. Sometimes we blame ourselves for engaging, reacting, or not knowing how to handle the situation. The Stoics remind us that we are only responsible for our own actions, not for the behavior of others. Forgive yourself for what you couldn't control and release the guilt or self-judgment you've been carrying. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When you forgive, you reclaim that power. You transform from a passive victim of toxicity into a resilient, calm warrior of your own inner peace. The act of forgiveness breaks the cycle of negativity. Resentment is a prison you create for yourself. By letting it go, you step into freedom, clarity, and renewed strength. Your backpack is now lighter, your heart is freer, and you can move forward into life with renewed energy, focus, and calm. Forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, is the final key to living a Stoic life of virtue, serenity, and unshakable inner peace. And there you have it. 13 powerful ways to handle toxic people using the wisdom of Stoicism. But remember, this isn't just about strategies or techniques. It's about transforming the way you relate to the world around you. It's about reclaiming your inner peace, your energy, and your emotional freedom. Every day we are surrounded by people, situations, and influences that can either lift us up or drain us. By practicing these Stoic principles, you choose to rise above the chaos. Thank you for watching. If you found value in these insights, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this video with someone who needs it. Your journey to emotional resilience doesn't have to be lonely. We're in this together. Stay strong, stay calm, and always protect your peace. The world may be chaotic, but your inner fortress can remain unshakable.